So apparently this guy solved 1,583 Leetcode questions.
When I was in college, I was really struggling with programming.
Yeah.
I tried code forces, codecep, and even tried cracking the coding interview. I never felt ready for interviews. I knew I needed to get better, but I didn't know how. That all
By the way, a really great method to get better is you're kind of worried about interviews. You feel like you're not prepared for interviews. Go and interview at places you don't care about. Start applying to companies you would never work at just to practice. By practicing, and A, you could find out maybe you do actually want to work at that company. Like, that's the best part is A, you could discover something you're really interested in doing, and B, you also just get that practice. You know, there's no amount of Leetcode you can ever do that's going to make you feel comfortable standing up in front of a whiteboard for the first time. There is no amount of pre-practice. There's no amount of pre-watching. There's no amount of anything to get to that point. You just got to stand in front of a whiteboard to be comfortable standing in front of a whiteboard.
changed in 2017 when I came across Leetcode. I instantly fell in love with its clean and user-friendly interface. And more importantly, the problems were actually relevant to the real-world interviews.
Yeah.
It not only helped me improve my coding and problem-solving abilities, but also helped me crack coding interviews at big tech companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. In the past,
Shambles right now. I'm literally in shambles. I'm literally in shambles right now. Okay? They could have, don't even say it. Don't even say why I'm in shambles, okay? They took the N out of Fang. He just did, right there. Hurts me.
few years I have worked through more than 1,500 Leetcode problems. Mainly because I didn't have anything else to do, and I felt really excited whenever my solution.
Okay, it feels a little bad. I mean, so why did I do them all? I had nothing else to do. So I just built Leetcode problems.
Were accepted, even for the easy problems. I thought more problems I solved, the better are my chances of cracking interviews. However, that was far from reality. You don't need to solve these many problems.
Yeah,
in this video,
fair.
I will talk about 3 mistakes I made and the lessons I learned so that you don't fall into the same traps and increase.
By the way, you should do some of them. So I don't know what he's gonna say. I'm curious what his 3 mistakes and what you should do. Like once you're past, like 1,500 is so aggressive, but just knowing some of the likely handshakes that you're gonna be asked, like minimum subarray, having that one in your tuck is just so good, right? Because you know for a fact, I've been asked that 2 separate times. 2 separate times, right? It's crazy how many times I get asked the same interview questions. You know what I mean?
Your chances of cracking
not
these
that many.
interviews. My first mistake, not understanding fundamentals. For some of the topics, I directly jump into solving problems without understanding how it works. This is a big mistake. Before you dive into Leetcode, make sure you have a basic understanding of fundamental data structures and algorithms. For example, know how to implement basic binary search tree algorithms.
If you don't know how to do binary search off the rip, you're a loser. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there right now. Okay? Step it up. Step it up. It's simple. You should know it. You should just know how to do it. It is easy. Oh, it's a tree? You should know how to do a binary search on a tree. If it's an array, you should just know how to do a binary search, and you should not get mixed up on where you do the +1. It's just, you just think through it. It's simple. It's obvious. It's easy. I'm sorry for being so mean to you guys, but sometimes you guys need that stern reprimanding, okay? Wait, hold on. Whoa, time out. Time the hell out. Did I just say binary search and you hit me with an easy array.sort? Fired. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Get the guy out. Just draw. Got it. Binary search. Easy. Boom. Array.sort.
Basic data structures like arrays, linked lists, stacks, queues.
Okay, you can. I mean, this guy's editing is obviously really intense. Like, he really does a lot of editing, but reprinting them all is just giving me an actual seizure.
Hash map, binary trees, priority queues, graphs. And know algorithms like sorting, binary search, greedy algorithm, recursion, dynamic programming, DFS, and BFS. You don't need to study any advanced data structures in the beginning.
Okay, first off, AVL trees are pretty cool. If you don't know AVL trees, you're also a loser, okay? AVLs are friggin' awesome, okay? By the way, this is not a proper AVL tree, just so you know. No, we don't. No, never mind. This is fine. This is a fine AVL tree. Is it a fine AVL tree? Yeah, I think it is.
In the beginning for two reasons.
It is.
First, they will eat away a lot of your time, and second, they are rarely asked in the interview. You can use websites like Geeks for Geeks or watch.
First off, never use Geek for Geeks. That website is just trash. I hate that website. I hate that website. Like, you look up anything, AVL tree, okay, and it shows up Geek for Geeks. Watch this. Where is the Geek for Geeks? You hit that, and what do you first get? Boom, you're going to get hit right away with, hey, come on, man, get that ad blocker off. So you say, continue without support, crying face. And then it hits you with another thing. And so then you exit that. And then sometimes it'll also show your email address, and it will also do this, and it will also do that. And wait a second, rewind here. Rewind. I got to rewind here.
First, they will eat away a lot of your time, and second,
we're rewinding.
And BFL. You don't need to study any advanced data.
12854. 12854. Yo, don't take someone else's diagram. You got to at least change it a little bit, man. Okay, you got to at least change it just like a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? Just a tiny, okay? I mean, your point have been made. Your point's been made, okay? But
structures in the beginning for two reasons. First, they will eat away a lot of your time, and second, they are rarely asked in the interview. You can use websites like Geeks for Geeks or watch tutorials on YouTube to learn basic fundamentals. You will find.
By the way, I do have that free algorithms course. I'll link it in the description. Not a big deal. NBD people. It's free. It's 9.5 hours long. And if you never sign up for Front End Masters, I get paid 0 cents. So don't worry. I'm shilling it for free. For freezy. Easy peasy. Pumpkin seedsy.
Links to my favorite resources.
There's
below.
no way he remembers
So,
to put it in
how
the
many
description.
problems to solve?
I probably don't.
Leetcode problems come in 3 flavors: easy, medium, and hard. Some folks say you only need to solve 75 or 100
I only do hard. Because that's the state I'm in.
problems.
Just
But
who I am.
honestly, it depends on your coding experience. But in general, I would say around 300 high-quality problems is a good number. If you are a newbie like I was in the beginning, you need to solve more problems. If you're new to a topic, start with easy problems and gradually move towards medium and hard problems. It's like learning to walk before you run. Here is my secret sauce. Out of all the problems you solve, make it 50%.
By the way, every now and then on Leetcode, you'll get like an easy problem or a medium problem that definitely should have been a hard problem, like A to I. A to I, there's so many little damn edge conditions. My goodness. It is just the worst. I want that secret sauce, though. 50% medium. Do you guys agree with that? Honestly, if I were you and you were me, I would do a good data structure and algorithms course, understand all the fundamentals, maybe do 50 Leetcode problems, easy and medium, targeting array style ones, because honestly, array ones are going to be your hardest and they're pretty common within it. Have a touch of DP experience, and then go for the interviews. I think, honestly, failing 3 interviews is no different than doing 1,000 Leetcode questions. Because you learn what people are asking. DP stands for dynamic programming, you losers, okay? Okay, this ain't hentai over here. This is programming. Get your shit in order.
Medium, 30% easy, and 20% hard. If you're short on time and looking for a curated list of problems, I highly recommend solving Leetcode top interview question and 100 most liked questions. So
Easy.
how to go
Got
about
it.
solving a problem? First, try to understand the
map.
problem. Write it on a paper. Visualize it in your head. Run through a few input and output examples. Think and write your solution on paper. After you think your solution will work, run it on Leetcode and compare your performance with others.
The last part, comparing your performance with others, I'd completely ignore that last part. It is utterly insane how they do performance. You literally can just... You run the same solution 3 times, and you can go from 100% to 0%, like instantaneously. Second off, you should always have paper. Come on, dog. Look at this. I got paper and pencils right here. Drawing stuff and thinking is a very good way to go about stuff. Thirdly, I would actually treat it like an interview. If you really wanted to practice, get an effing whiteboard out, right? Do the problem and actually try to solve it, talk out loud, do all of that stuff, put it on a whiteboard and see if you can directly put it into Leetcode and see if it actually does, if it actually even compiles, if it even works. Okay, show us what's on the paper. Yeah. Here you go. This one is my timings for when I do the, oh gosh, I can't make it. This is the timings for when I do the algorithm course that I have to have down in my head. Just in case I forget the graph I want to use for prims and cruscles, here's a great graph to be able to show some pretty cool parts, especially with disjoint sets and path compression. Planned it out, dog. Lastly, here's maximum flow min cut. Here's the graph I want to use, such that I will be able to do an augmented path of purely only using positives, and then showing how you can actually use the negative backtracks to still continue to do augmenting paths. So I have two good graphs there, or two good ones and some notes. You know, kind of like how you want to be able to kind of teach these things. So anyways, there you go. Nice balls. You're welcome, bud. Weird flex, but okay. Yeah, it's the life I live. I do regularly study algorithms.
Follow good coding practices.
Pen.
Believe me, naming a variable
you.
I during
Pencil.
your interview is not going to win you any points. On the contrary, it can actually harm you if you don't follow good coding practices during the interview. Don't spend too much time on...
Is that true? Is that true? As an interviewer, as someone who's done way too many interviews, do I really care how you program on a whiteboard? Nah. For me, the bigger thing is just that you just talk through what you're thinking. I do like seeing you solve the problem. Even if you solve it wrong, I still like seeing you attempting to solve it. I think that might be true for a junior position. I mean, for a junior position, I just assume whatever code they put into the code base is going to be shit anyways, and we have to like help them, right? So why would you ever assume that someone's going to be a good, like especially a junior? In fact, I would be more concerned for a senior. If a senior walks in and is just like making addendums all over the place and is just wild, then I go, wow, they really did not pre-plan this at all in their head. They fully just went full stream brain and just started ejaculating code and they got it wrong, right? To me, that'd be more...
on a single problem. If you're unable to solve the problem within an hour, then look at the hints and the solutions. Go to the discuss section and see like what other solution people have posted. This brings me to the second mistake that I made, not utilizing Leetcode discuss section. In the initial days, after solving a problem, I moved on to the next one, hoping that I have submitted an optimal solution and it's good enough for interviews. But that was a huge mistake.
Really?
After you tackle a problem, read the official Leetcode solution, go to the discuss section and try to understand top voted solutions.
Oh,
you can even contribute your own solution if you think your solution is unique. Stay organized.
That's actually pretty good advice. I could see that. Seeing how someone else solved it can always help you. Like, there's little things that you can do that just make solving it, especially on a whiteboard, much, much easier. Honestly, it can make life really, really... there's a lot of things that are pretty good. Why did he pick Java? To trigger all of us with light theme. Light theme Java, that was just... he was there to... this guy chose violence. He woke up and chose violence.
If you really want to get the most out of Leetcode, staying organized is key. For that, I recommend...
juniors control copy from Stack Overflow. Seniors overcomplicate things. You know, I'm not going to lie to you, I hate this take. Real talk, if you're... I know you probably are just doing it as a joke, but I'm leaning in, okay? We're leaning in. Everybody get your jackets off, okay? We're going all in on this one. Stay a little bit. Is it the opposite? No. If your job can be boiled down to copying and pasting from Stack Overflow, you are literally replaceable by an AI. Okay? Stop. Your job is more than that. Don't make... I hate that joke because it is so stupid. I haven't been on Stack Overflow in like 2 years. Other than trying to ask dict questions. Like... I don't go to Stack Overflow pretty much ever to find things. And anytime I do, I'm almost exclusively disappointed by whatever they're showing you. Come on, people. The only time Stack Overflow actually works out is because you don't know the API of JavaScript and you look up some simple question. How do I see if one string starts with a sequence of characters? And it goes off and goes, Stack Overflow, how do I tell if one... and it just works. Okay, yeah, Prime uses Geek for Geeks. Obviously, I use Geek for Geeks. That was... please, if you're watching this in the future and you didn't have the context, that's a lie. But real talk. You just simply, like, you actually probably install left pad from Stack Overflow. Like, that's the thing you got to understand is that you use Stack Overflow because you don't know the APIs. And if you keep looking up the same stuff over and over again, that's a you problem. Fix the you problem, okay? Just fix it. Stack Overflow, where pedants go for validation. Their pedantry knows no bounds. Skill issue, you literally got to fix the skill issue. You are living a life of skill issue. Fix that.
Developing a system. When I was preparing for interviews, I utilized Notion to create a list of problems with their links, difficulty levels, status and notes. If I couldn't solve a problem in one attempt, I would change the status to revise so that I can come back to it later.
That's pretty good. I mean, I think there's a lot of wisdom in this that you should really try to keep track of your progress. But I would say that the one downside to this is that you are also keeping track of everything you're doing, which is a lot of busy work, right? There is a lot of effort you have to put into this. Would I use Obsidian? Nah. Would I use Notion? No. I kind of know what I'm good at, and I kind of know what I'm bad at. Probably this is just not really for me. Also shocking is that there's this incredible level of detail right here, and then doesn't even name the section. Okay? Hits him with the untitled. Did the camera die? F! I'm going to turn this on for a moment. It'll probably overheat pretty quickly, but we don't have very much left, okay? All right, let's go. Let's go.
Also linked all the useful articles from the Leetcode discuss section on the page, along with my personal notes. I have provided a Notion template below in the description, which I use during my own preparation. Feel free to duplicate it and add your own problems according to your needs. So now let me talk about the last mistake that I made.
Okay.
Not doing Leetcode contest. For the first few years, I ignored Leetcode contest and only focused on solving problems whenever I felt like it. But it was a bad idea, and after realizing it, I started doing contests regularly during my preparation. I strongly advise participating in Leetcode contests and also virtual contests if you happen to miss any, because it helps you practice in a timed environment. After you have solved enough problems and gain confidence, start timing yourself during your practice sessions. This will help you maintain focus and prepare you under time constraint, which is how the actual interview happens. So
honestly, that's not terrible advice. You can use a timer. You don't have to do contests, but I think contests really help you puts yourself in the zone. You know what I mean? Because when you put a timer up, you don't have to compete against anything. But when you're in a competition, it forces that same feeling. It's actually not. It's truly not a bad idea. I really appreciate that perspective. I think that was a really well done perspective. Absolutely. This guy's cooking. This guy's cooking harder than my camera. I like this.
Are you prepared? How can you tell if you are ready for the interview? If you can consistently solve Leetcode medium problems within 25 minutes and 3 out of 4 problems in the Leetcode contest, you are in a good spot for most coding interviews. Remember, it's not about how many problems you solve. It's about how good you are at solving any new problem. That's why Leetcode contests are very useful, because they help you evaluate where you are in your interview preparation journey. So do you need any other platform apart from Leetcode for practicing questions? In my experience, the answer is no. And don't rush to get Leetcode Premium. Start with 200 to 300 problems and then decide if you really need it. One good use of Leetcode Premium is when you want to solve company-wise problem, but that is not needed in the beginning. I hope it was useful. You can find all the links below in the description. If you have any questions or you want me to make a list of my favorite Leetcode problems, let me know in the comment section. I wish you good luck for your interviews. Bye-bye.
I like that. That was actually really good. That was a very good video. Ashish, I appreciate that. I'm hitting you with the sub. Pressing that thumbs up. I really liked what he had to say. He had a lot of really good little bits of wisdom that I think you forget when you've been out of the industry when you've been in the industry for so long. You forget that one side. There's a couple things that I think he did really well. The timing of the problems I think is a really good practice, because you really want that forced, stressful environment. Because when you stand in front of a whiteboard, you got a timer, and not only do you got a timer, you got somebody watching. But the thing that he did not do well, which is emphasize other skills that are useful and interesting. The thing is when you come in and you're literally just like a finite automata of just Leetcode, you're not interesting, okay? There's 10,000 people just like that. Invest in an open source that seems interesting to you. Try to get 3 commits in something that's really, really good, right? Go look at NeoVim and try to get 3, 4, 5 commits. I always think of TJ, which is like TJ is now a core maintainer, and he's just done an amazing, amazing job of going from not knowing even what Git is to becoming a core maintainer of NeoVim, and now he's had a lot of success finding jobs. He's working a great job at SourceGraph. He's doing language server stuff. Like, He picked a technology, got good at it, and it was leverage for him to work somewhere else. That's also a really, really amazing thing to do, and you should consider that too, because once you also do that, you will start working with teams. You'll start working in a professional code base. You'll start working with other people that code differently than you, and you'll learn how to work in a team. You'll learn how to communicate better. You'll develop all the soft skills that you need. It's a really good approach to life. And so I really think that that is just like a huge thing that he did not cover, and I'd really want to, kind of push on that. Hold on one second. Sorry, we got a poopy diaper. Okay, I was informed that there's poop in a diaper, and it might be mine. It might actually be mine, okay? Anyways, this is very, very good. Hey, the name. So I like that. This is good advice right here, okay? A gen.